Cheers, y'all. Welcome back to the long-awaited return of Thursday night Top Baits live. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're going to Sam Rayburn for a bass fishing tournament, and me and this guy right here are going to fish as a team. And we have literally been sitting here tonight just trying to figure out just exactly how bad are we about to lose.
I think last time you was live streaming, we was talking about me joining you at the Bass Champs tournament, and I made the statement of you bringing in the A player. You know, you got to bring in the big gun. I mean,
I sure hope so, because let's just say practice did not go that great for you, boy. And I'll be honest, we said we were going to do it, and by God, I'm one of those guys that I feel like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I kind of wish I wasn't doing this. I feel like I'm about to get my butt kicked on camera.
Check it out. Absolute worst case scenario. We go down there. We have a great time.
Yeah.
We fish. I can think of a lot of worse scenarios other than that. I mean, we could be working tomorrow like I'm supposed to be, but
did you know that your hat was? Did you know you were wearing your hat like that when we went live, or was that an accident?
All right, now that we're live, let me turn around the other direction.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're right, Zach. Worst case scenario, we're gonna go eat a good steak at the stump. Probably drink a couple strong drinks. We're gonna go
stump.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Sam Rayburn and fish for 2 days and spend a lot of money.
What y'all think of my new haircut, by the way?
It looks exactly the same as your old haircut. Imagine that.
Hey, do we have anybody in the house yet?
We got a few, and then look, Zach been sipping some brown. Zach's not the only one. Look, you can almost see my brown water right there in my cup.
Z-Dub goes straight from the bottle. In case y'all wondering, let me let y'all in on some great stuff. Crown Bourbon Mash. Hey, this stuff is the tits. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
By the way, Crown Royal, I know once upon a time you sponsored Aaron Martin's. We are accepting sponsorship.
Absolutely, we are. I had no problem.
I got to be honest with you. If I ever got sponsored by Crown Royal, I would feel like Kevin Van Dam ain't got nothing on me.
Hey, listen, I'm already sporting the black and white boat, so Crown Black makes sense. I have no problem putting that carpet decal right up there by the trolling motor, son.
No matter what else I ever did in my life, if I got sponsored by Crown Royal, I would feel like that was probably the biggest accomplishment. Like, that would be it. Like, it'd be all downhill from there. I'd probably retire because there's just not going to get any better than that.
I mean, look, let's face it. 6 Cents is probably the baddest bait company on the planet, but Crown is Crown. I mean, it just is what it is.
Because no matter how good your fishing baits are, sometimes the fish don't bite. One thing that always bites is that Crown Royale. I'm telling you, we're accepting sponsorships. That was a good line right there.
Unbelievable.
I nailed that
always
one.
Bites.
I nailed that one. That should be like their new slogan. They should be selling to fishermen. It's ridiculous. Yep, already on that. Not only are we already on that brown water, Z-Dub came over here earlier. We done cooked that on the grill.
Dude, we had some big fat steaks. I'm talking about some big fat ribeyes.
There is a reason that we are late tonight.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Fashionably late is what old Mama T-Dub likes to call it. So
the sideways hat was definitely the fashionably part. Oh, here we go. Troy Summers says, I have a love-hate with Big Sam. Sometimes she just don't bite like that Crown. That's right. The fish don't always bite, but that Crown always bites,
That
folks.
Crown will be biting this week.
We're going to sell a Crown Royal sponsorship before tonight's over. That's the whole goal.
If anybody has any contacts in Crown, just let us know.
That's right.
We got no problem putting a little prezo together. We can show them how we do it around here.
Chris Day says that should be written down the side of your boat. No doubt.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt. We know a guy that makes
Crown
stickers.
Always bites.
We know a guy that makes stickers. We might have some new dash stickers coming in hot for you. So, anyways, we are going to fish the Bass Champs Tournament, 2 of them this weekend at Sam Rayburn. Roll down there, fish those 2 tournaments. I'm going to roll straight back late Sunday night and run guide trips every day next week on Fork. Finally got my new boat in. You guys are going to get to see the new boat on camera here in the next week or 2.
She clean, baby. She clean.
Zach's one of the first ones to see her, for sure. There's like 3 people on earth that have seen her so far, and Zach's one of them.
Yes, sir. I got here early just to see her. Oh, B-Law was at soccer practice. When he got home, I had the boat organized. I had my stuff where it needs to be.
What you don't know is you parked your truck over my yard where it's dark, and your truck and boat are black. And so when I turned down my street, my garage was open, and I had a little bit of a panic attack. Because from the end of my street, I can see my garage door up and see all the lights on inside it. but I didn't know you were here. And I kind of was freaking out a little bit like, who is in my garage with my brand new boat?
Greatness.
So, yeah, we're going to go fish that tournament on Sam Rayburn this weekend, and we probably are about to lose because I know I didn't catch a fish over 3 pounds in practice. But what I found fish that were really, really shallow. And what Bass Champs is different because there's a 5-day off limits period.
Yeah.
And that's a little different. And so,
well, let's go ahead and talk about the full timeline of events, okay? We had the most unbelievable Arctic freeze Texas
few
has
weeks
ever
ago.
seen.
Yeah, a few weeks
okay?
ago.
During that, which was the last time you were on live stream,
Yeah.
you were at Z-Dub's house. And it happened that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, So the week after that, Z-Dub went down and did a little Rayburn practice, found some fish.
You actually did catch some decent sized fish.
Absolutely. I found some 4 to 6 pound fish. The problem is
Everything's changed.
I found them a week after that major cold blast in, a certain part of the lake. They're not going to be there this weekend.
Everything's changing. So when I was there last weekend, right before off limits started, I was trying to play the 5-day off limits and think ahead and try to find shallow, like extremely shallow water areas, like spawning areas that were already holding some fish. I was hoping they would be holding some good fish. Some, maybe not as many. What I found, though, was I found like all male bass, like all smaller male bass, or it seemed to be male bass, but all smaller bass, they were already pulled into these shallow water areas that were hitting about 60, 61.
Right.
Because in my head, I'm thinking that, well, if there's numbers of males up shallow right now, with this warming trend that we got going, a major warming trend all week long this week, and we've got a new moon Saturday night, well, females are going to be making their way.
We're thinking they might not be alone for very long.
Females should be making their way into those areas that have an abundance of male bass. So that's kind of, as I was there, I kind of developed this game plan as I was there. And it was a game plan developed out of struggling because I started trying to catch staging fish and look for all them bigger fish and all that. And then I just couldn't get on anything like that. The only way I could catch fish was dirt shallow, and they were all small. So I thought, well, hey, we'll just run as many of these areas as we can, find as many numbers of smaller bass up shallow as we can, and hopefully they'll get some bigger girlfriends throughout this week. So that's what we're rolling with. We may go there and catch 10 pounds a day.
Well, I mean,
but we'll catch fish. Like, we should catch fish.
The strategy is we've got an area of the lake. I'm not going to tell you where until Monday. Next week, I'll tell them where. We've got an area of the lake that we feel pretty confident we can go and catch a limit.
Like quick.
Like by
pretty quick.
I mean, what time first cast? Oh, it depends on takeoff.
Boat launch.
So
within the first hour, we should have
a limit.
Yeah.
We should have 10 pounds in the boat, and then we go big fish hunting after that. So that's kind of our strategy going in. Again, it's a lake that you fish once a year. It's a lake that I fish, or once or twice a year.
Yeah, a few times.
It's a lake I fish once or twice a year.
And not until like last year.
Bottom line is we're going down there to have a jam up time, and there's little doubt in this room right now. Maybe doubt, in the wonderful wide world web, but there's little doubt in this room we're gonna have I almost said it. I was told I couldn't cuss tonight.
Full send.
We are going to have a damn jam up time this weekend.
No doubt. We are gonna have a jam up time.
Hey. If any of you guys, any of his followers down there.
You can say our. You've been here since the beginning.
All right. If there's any of our followers down at Bass Champs on Rayburn this weekend, hit us up. Let's take a jam up time into a jammed up time, baby. Let's do it.
Like after the tournament Saturday, we got a tournament Saturday and a tournament Sunday.
So why is that? Why? Let's tell.
Because the Toledo Bean tournament got canceled because of the ice storm.
That's right.
So we got 2 tournaments. So what I propose is that if there are any of the followers that are at Rayburn fishing this event, I say Saturday, y'all reach out to us and meet us at either Rayburn Country Club Bar and Grill or whatever it is.
Well, hey, we'll have a sandwich competition.
Or it'll be some kind of competition. Or the stump, depending on where we end up. We'll figure it out. We'll all coordinate.
Y'all let us know.
You guys hit us up, and we'll just all go as like a big group and just take over that hoe. And we'll all be late for boat launch on Sunday morning. All of us will be late for boat launch. It'll be like boat number 1 through 100. Nobody's here.
We're sleeping it off, man. Move us to the 200 to 300 range.
Yeah, we'll be there after a while. We might start around 8 or 9. It'll be okay.
So, hey, let's just say, is anybody down there going to be at Rayburn this weekend fishing bass champs or just fun fishing? Let us know in the comments.
As far as baits and techniques that I'm going to be going, that I would be using this weekend on Fork or anywhere else, man, it's getting to the time of year where all the East Texas lakes are going to be fishing real similar. We're going to have what I feel like is our first major wave of spawning fish moving in. The next, like today, tomorrow, Saturday, they'll be spawning hardcore. By Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think there'll be a lot of numbers of fish spawning. Very similar to how last year set. It's almost identical to how last year set up, really. And it was a big wave in mid-March when they came in. And when you get to that time of year, it's pretty simple. You can start sight fishing. If you got water visibility and all that, you can start sight fishing. But you don't have to. You can also start throwing a frog. You can throw little, like 4 and 5 inch swim baits. Weedless swim baits are great because you can throw it in all the flood cover. All the grass and stuff that gets flooded this time of year with all the water that we get in the lakes. And all the water we've had lately. And
if you're fortunate enough to have grass.
The water we're going to continue. Well, there's some type of flooded something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's bushes. Maybe it's shoreline vegetation. Maybe it's real grass. Whatever it may be. Weedless swim baits are great. Swim jigs are great. If you don't have grass, shallow diving crankbaits are great. So these are kind of, there's a few baits that we're going to be using that I would use anywhere right now. And then, of course, the other thing is, when you got flooded cover and there's fish up shallow and they're beginning to become stationary because they're wanting to spawn, flipping. And not flipping like punching, just old school pond fishing, 1/4 ounce Texas rig, brush hog, lizard, whatever.
Hit the base of that bush and hold on.
Creature bait, just settle down in an area that feels right water temperature, hard bottom, one of those areas that looks right for spawning bass. Just settle down in there, slow down, and just pick everything apart with a flipping stick with a Texas rig and get it, son. Get after them. Like, that works. Oh, yeah, and then throw a Cinco. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the deal. Or a cloud or whatever stick bait you prefer. I throw the cloud a lot because 6 cents cloud's a bait that I really like and believe in. So, but it doesn't have, a stick bait, there's a lot of stick baits that'll work. This time of year, they'll bite a freaking stick bait.
That's right.
Or a wacky worm in your case. You like to throw the wacky worm.
May or may not. I'm not sure yet. I may or may not be throwing a wacky worm on Rayburn this weekend.
I hope he does. At least we'll catch a limit. Of unkeepable fish that are below the minimum.
Yeah, we're gonna, hey, listen. Z-Dub with the whack in his hand can guarantee you 7 pounds in the boat at weigh-in.
If they'll let us weigh in fish under 14 inches.
If they will let us weigh fish.
But they won't at Rayburn. Listen,
Can somebody post the Bass Champs rules? Let's check that out.
Yeah, we might need to read the rules before we get there. I'll tell you what, I'll drive tomorrow, you read rules. Never mind, you don't read good. You drive tomorrow, I'll read rules.
What, you mean I'll drive tomorrow, you read rules and mix on the way down?
Now you're admitting to a crime on a live stream.
I didn't admit to a crime. I was just wondering if you'd do it. That's a yes or no question.
I can neither confirm nor deny, sir.
Okay, so.
Everybody knows what that means. We just admitted to a crime online. Great, on a live stream. We just admitted to committing a criminal offense. But anyway, one thing I will say for you and that damn wacky worm this time of year, in my boat, multiple times, you have caught 10-pounders or bigger in my boat on a wacky worm in the month of March.
That would be 4 if y'all are keeping count.
You didn't do it last year, but before that, it was every year, dog.
Well, last year we didn't fish.
I know.
We didn't fish.
You're right, we didn't.
So busy.
You're right, we didn't.
I think the only time we fished last year is when I hit you in the nuts, on Lake X.
We fished twice. You hit me in the nuts on Lake X. It was Fairfield where it was.
Yeah.
We did fish in March on Fairfield, and you hit me in the nuts because I stole your bedfish after you missed it.
So did. Just straight pickpocketed me like somebody, like a character from New Jack City.
Right.
Just give me that.
And so you hit me in the nuts, and then half a year later was the next time we fished, and it was on Hubbard. And you hooked one, and I shoved you in the lake as payback.
Sure did. I remember that. Did y'all see that? Hey, who thinks I need to get B-Law back this weekend?
He's reeling in a fish, and as he's reeling the fish in, I just throw him in the lake.
Well, if you remember, I got to hand you the rod, and you finished landing the fish.
I did, because I shoved you in the lake. You didn't let go of the rod. The fish was still on, and then you were treading water, and you handed me the rod.
I couldn't let go of the rod. That's my wax stick. Damn.
Like, I shoved him in the water so hard when he hit, one of his Crocs flew like 50 yards out of the water. It went way away from the boat.
We couldn't even get to it in the boat. I had to walk up there and get it.
It was bad. It was bad. It was awesome.
Good times, though. But, hey, that's what brothers do. What we got? We got some questions.
Chris Blackman said he'll be at Athens Friday evening, then Fork all weekend. Good for him. Dave Mercer's in the house.
Dave Mercer?
Not like the real Dave Mercer.
No way.
He's laughing at us. I don't know. We have been like poking. We've been poking Luke Duncan every week on our podcast, talking about, because Luke Duncan is low budget live, and we're like, no, we're the lowest budget that's actually live. Because Luke Duncan calls it low budget live, but he's not live.
Low baller live.
Yeah, we call it. His viewers are called low lifers. We call our viewers the low ballers. Like, we just been.
I guarantee you, low budget live ain't never took bourbon mash straight from the bottle.
Oh my God! Here we go. Tournament weekend has officially begun, folks.
Ooh, that'll put hair on your navel.
Probably a little better with ice. I'm just saying. Like,
ooh, man, that'll put hair off in your belly button, son.
That room temperature stuff's a little different, my man. That room temperature bourbon hits a little different, big dog.
Little
I'm just
burn
saying.
to it, but that's all right.
So anyway, that's about all the tips I got for Rayburn. I was really, honestly, pretty confused and perplexed. Dave Mercer says, I wish LD could drink like that. If this is the real Mercer, this is awesome, man. Dave Mercer, that's freaking awesome.
What is up, D. Merce?
By the way, big fan, always have been, always will be. You're my guy. Freaking love what y'all do. I love Luke Duncan. I give him a hard time, but it's out of love.
Duncan's good people, man.
Hell yeah, he's good people. I got to spend a weekend with him, not this year, but last year.
Hey, listen, what's the old saying? I kid because I care. Right?
We do give him a hard time, and then we also go about saying that it's the best podcast in the bass fishing world. Period.
Great
like, it really, truly is the best one. So, LD is great, man. And the LD and the MC series has been great to watch, too, man. Those guys, they get after each other a little bit, have a good time. If you guys aren't watching that, by the way, go over to Mercer's channel or Luke Duncan's channel. I think Luke's is called Traveling Circus, and Dave Mercer's is apparently just Dave Mercer, if that's him, if he's here. Go over to either one of those channels. You can catch the LD and the MC every Wednesday, and it's a great, great show as well. And there's so much. What I love about Duncan's deal on Mondays, and especially their deal on Wednesday when it's both of them, is you got the guy that's on the stage with every one of those guys at every tournament, right?
Right.
And then you got Luke, who's been in the business forever, worked for TH Marine, who's associated with equipment on all those guys' boats. And you get like this inside look, like a real, but like these two guys are telling you a point of view from way behind the scenes, way more than any other podcast, and I think that's what makes it better. So, really, really do like it. So if y'all haven't, go watch that, man. It's good stuff. But Mercer, we're glad to have you in here, brother. That's freaking awesome. Whenever you guys get back down to Lake Fork, I would love to meet you in person, shake hands. I've never done it. I wanted to do it last year, but every time I went up to the weigh-in in November, it seemed like you were tied up. I wanted to introduce myself. I didn't get to. So this year, hit me up, man. Let's meet up. Let's talk. We'll bring Zach, and he'll show you how to drink whiskey.
D-Mars, listen. Hit my boy up, and he will get you a Zito to put you on big fish. Hey, listen. Yeah. Hey, we may not catch big fish, but damn, we going to have a good time, son. We know how to do it around here.
Mercer says, it's me. Been watching your streams for... You know what? Forget the crowd sponsorship. We made it. Boom! We made it, bro. Dave Mercer's been watching our live streams for a while.
No way.
Oh my goodness.
That's a fake account. I swear to God, I tell you what. Hey, look. I tell you what. He's got to prove it's really. Put your social security number, bank account information on there, and that way we can search. Background check time. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, D. Merce, love you, baby. We tickled crapless.
Yeah,
to have you.
Good for you. Good for you. I told Zach to try not to cuss so much because I knew that we've been drinking the brown water and grilling steaks, and you're doing good. I'm really proud of you. You're growing up finally.
Well, shit, you gotta grow every now and then.
Then you blow it.
What happened? Crap. Look, hey, listen.
I hope y'all are having.
You know what? Everybody always says you gotta grow up at some point. My question is why? Why? Wouldn't y'all rather be like us and just have fun your whole life?
I was about to say.
Just straight. I was
just about to say, I hope that these viewers are having half as much fun as we are tonight.
You know they are, because they own with us.
That's a fair
They
point.
own with us, so they're having a great time.
That is a very fair point.
And do we love every one of them?
Absolutely.
Every one of them.
Are you kidding me? Listen, I'm stressing because I'm real competitive. I'm a little more high strung about stuff than Zach is, and I'm real competitive. So whether we're fishing Bass Champs or whether we're fishing a subscriber tournament with 10 people, it's all like Mercer might as well be on the stage at the end of all of it for me. For me, like I'm super competitive, so I'm stressing about all this. But that being said, I'm also very, very, very much aware and very, very much grateful for the fact that I get to do what I do. And the only way that I get to do what I do is through the social media platforms that, when it comes down to it, all of you guys that are here watching at 10 o'clock or whatever it is on a Thursday night, like you guys are the ones that have allowed me to do what I love for a living. So I'm very aware of that. There will be plenty of moments this weekend, no matter how good or bad the tournament goes, when we're idling out of a pocket or we're running down the lake, I will take stock of my surroundings and be very aware of how blessed I am to get to do what I do for a living, and also be very aware that it's because of each and every one of you guys that watches the channel. That's why I do it. Like, that's why I'm allowed to do it, is because of y'all. So we do love y'all. I sincerely appreciate everything. Zach's got to watch his best friend live his dream over the last 5 years, and I've got to live my dream over the last 5 years. And I've taken Zach along for every bit of it that I could, because he has been my boy since before the beginning. So it's a great time, man.
Y'all ever heard the term "brother from another mother"?
That's it, no doubt.
That's what it is right here.
No doubt. It's been a great ride, and
it sounds like our damn moms would get along though.
Yeah.
God, just crabby ass. Sit out on the back deck, cigarette smoking,
Bro,
griping about.
Think about this. If you're gonna raise two guys like us, like there's got to be a lot of, I think, cantankerousness.
We've had this conversation before.
Orneriness.
If we knew each other when we were 18, I hate to tell y'all, but y'all would not be here tonight.
This wouldn't be happening.
Unless they would let us live stream from
prison,
Angola.
If we both made it to prison.
Avery Island, or
if we were both lucky enough to make it to prison, because it's one of two options. Like if we would have met when we were 20, we'd be dead or in prison. We don't know.
Well, here's the thing: if we'd have met when we were 20, we're both the same. For lack of a better term, we're both the same asshole. Okay,
we just antagonize each other.
So
like we encourage.
We would have either fought on UFC, or we would have been like we are now, just boys, ride or dies, straight up. So
the problem is we both encourage the worst in each other. See if that tastes any better than it did last. See what I mean? We encourage the worst in each other. I bet mine tastes better on ice than yours does.
It's pretty damn good.
It seems like it.
Questions and comments. What we got, baby?
We aren't going to have to hug, or we can hug. Oh, no, I'm not going to hug you. Get away from me. Oh, no! Whoa! At some point, you do have to draw a line.
Yeah. Line drawing.
Ugh. So, get out of my ear hole, you weirdo.
No homo.
Blackman says, we got Dave Mercer and Super Dave in the house. That's a lot of Dave. Only real live streams can handle this amount of Dave-ness. Just drink up. There it is. Z-Dub's not wrong. Z-Dub's never wrong. Is the service okay? Because I feel like it's a little glitchy. Is that just on my end? Y'all let me know if y'all are getting us okay, because it's a little glitchy. We got some good luck.
Thank you, Zane. Appreciate that, hand.
Yeah, we got some good lucks coming from the fans. It's only gay if you kiss after, so don't forget that. Maze, that's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Cody Mays coming in hot. It's glitchy.
We didn't kiss after last time.
No, so it's not gay. We're good.
Yeah, that's all good.
Hey, do y'all know what speaking of, there's a giant kayak fishing tournament this weekend on Lake Fork. You know what the hardest part about being a kayak fisherman is?
I do not.
Telling your parents you're gay.
We do apologize.
That's so bad.
For all of the kayak fishermen.
It's just a
who are
joke.
Fans. It's a straight joke.
I'm really jealous because I would fall out. I would fall out of the kayak.
You know what? One of my good buddies, man. He fixes my rods. He fixes your rods, by the way.
Yeah, because I give them to you.
Big time kayak fisherman, and he slays them. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because I tell him where to fish.
Bro, and this time of year, you think about it, like where those fish are going right now. Like, and you can get back in there and be so quiet and stealthy. Like, those guys actually have a pretty big advantage this time of year.
Huge advantage, because I ain't taking a side piece up in that crap. You know, I'm not scratching.
That's what he calls his boat, by the way.
Oh yeah,
the side piece.
Affectionately named by Mama Tito. But I'm not taking the side piece up in some bushes and all the way in that backwater. Hey, I'll say my scratches after the warranties run out. Then I'll start putting scratches on her.
I think that's backwards. Like, I don't think you want to beat your boat up after the warranty's over. I think you want to beat your boat up while you have
wait,
warranty.
hold on. I'll run the motor like I stole it.
Okay.
But scratches, you know.
Yeah, Chris Dave's got me nailed. He said one hook set and you be swimming. Yeah, if you've ever seen the way I said the hook, it's not really made for kayak fishing. Does that count as liberal tears? Do we need 10 seconds of liberal tears tonight?
No.
We don't.
do not.
No, we don't.
We need 30 seconds of liberal
We need 30 seconds of liberal tears. I haven't really pre-planned anything as usual.
Well, we can talk about the $1.9 billion Corona bullcrap relief bill that they just passed that a person in my position is not even going to have access to.
You know, there's a reason.
Sorry, I make too much money.
There is a still don't know where you're paying the next bills from.
I know where it's going. It's going to freaking Iran and all these other countries and
Bro,
you know.
Well, listen, there's a reason that I have ignored the news. Like, it is so freaking ridiculous these days. I just don't even know what we're even trying to do as a country anymore. Like, not even a country. It's not even just, folks, it's not just our country. It's the entire freaking world at this point. Like, what are we doing these days? It doesn't make any sense. Like, people.
I'm going to tell you, common sense has waved bye-bye to society.
It's become very uncommon.
Maybe it'll make a turnaround and come back when our kids, your kids especially, because they're younger, when they're getting up in their 20s and 30s.
Are basically grown.
Yeah, maybe common sense will come back. But, I mean, some of the crap that's going on nowadays is literally lack of common sense. And let me tell you, I firmly believe this. Y'all have heard me mention my kids on this channel before. Old D-Dub and old Buck, old Seth. They got their asses whipped growing up when they screwed up. For some reason, you know, society forgot to do that. Forgot to, you know, when a kid messes up, I ain't talking about beating your damn kids. I'm talking about when they mess up.
Hold them accountable.
You hold them accountable. Whether that be take their games away or spank their ass, whatever the case may be, we forgot that. We forgot that as a society, and we're seeing the results of that right now.
Bro, I live in a really, really, really small town, and it's very much old school. Like, I ain't seen anybody wearing masks around here hardly at all year, just so y'all know. Like, you know, like.
What mask? What are you talking about?
Whatever, you wear it all the time where you live. You live in DFW, dog. You be wearing that mask.
I'll make them kick me out of Home Depot. I ain't wearing that crap.
I just see this dude had the most fancy LSU mask I've ever seen earlier when he pulled up to my house when I got here.
Go Tigers.
How'd that work out this year? Anyway, never mind. I'm trying to make a point here. The point is, there is a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old across the house over here that have very much had their butts spanked when they needed to and been disciplined. And there's a 10U soccer team that every kid that gets on that soccer field with me is held accountable.
When he pulled up tonight, he was worried about his garage being open. But as soon as his kids got out the truck, the first thing I said was, hey, how did soccer practice go? All I saw was this. Oh, man, we had to run.
It was not a good day.
We had to run.
They did not perform very well at practice. It was our last practice before the first game this year, and they did not have a good practice, and so we straightened them out. My point is, I get after every kid on the soccer team, and I get looked at out there like I'm a bad guy. And I live in a small town with very old school values overall compared to the rest of the world.
Right.
And I don't do anything wrong with these kids. I don't cuss at them. I'm not hurting them in any way. But when they make a mistake, I bark at them. If they make the mistake again, I run them or whatever we need to do, you know? Like, we're holding them accountable to a responsibility and being a part of something that's bigger than them. And somehow that makes me the bad guy. Like, I'm known in my little town as the mean soccer coach. But
ridiculous. My
kids love each other. I guarantee you, my kids are tighter together with each other as a team than any other soccer team that's ever been involved in youth soccer. Like, they look out for each other in school. Every time they see each other at the football games on Friday night, they're together. Like, our kids are all best friends. They're all one big family because they all go through the same thing together, and they're set to the same set of standards, and they're being held accountable, and they know how hard each of them is working for the other one.
Right.
And these are values that have just gone by the wayside. And this whole everybody gets a trophy and everybody's terrific when they can't even put their foot on the ball deal is running the freaking world, man. Because now you got a bunch of kids that are grown up. Here's our liberal tiers. Here's the liberal tiers. When you give every kid a trophy, when he grows up, if he doesn't get his way, he acts like you do. Liberals, go cry about it. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all got trophies for doing nothing.
Nobody's held accountable.
You got trophies for sucking. We had to win a championship to get a trophy when I grew up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you had to win the last game of the year. Like, there were playoffs, and you had to make the playoffs. Then you had to win the last game of the year to get a trophy.
Yeah. So, you know,
that's what's wrong with the world.
Every trophy that my mom ever kept said tournament champion or something champion.
League champion.
Because we didn't get a trophy if we finished second. Second was basically first place of losers.
No, maybe they give you a ribbon or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
something that like kayak guys would be proud to display.
Absolutely, they would. The big wall.
It all comes back to kayak guys.
Wall of fame.
It all comes back to kayak.
I mean,
I'm sorry, kayak guys. It's just easy. I'm sorry.
You know, I mean, look, it's even worse for B-Law and his kids. My kids, they started out where they didn't get a trophy unless they accomplished something. But as they got older, they would get a trophy for just participating in some certain tournament. I mean, literally, my kids nowadays would take something like that and just toss it in the back of the closet. Because who gives a crap?
Somebody said, what the hell did Mr. Potato do to anybody? It doesn't matter what Mr. Potato did to anybody. It doesn't matter what Dr. Seuss is right or wrong. That is for you as a parent to decide how you want to raise your kids and what you want to expose them to. Like, guess what? My kids have never heard Cardi B. Like, if you don't think your kid should be reading Dr. Seuss because he tripped out on acid, don't let your kids read Dr. Seuss, bro. Like, what's the deal? And if he does get exposed to it at school, you know what else your kid hears at school? He hears other kids cussing, and he sees other kids fighting, and other kids talking about all kinds of things that you don't want your kid being exposed to. He gets exposed to it at school. But it's up to you as a parent to teach your kids what's right and wrong. It's not up to the world to raise your children. It's up to you as a parent. Again, now you're not being held accountable. You're not holding yourself accountable to being a good parent. And you want the world to parent your children for you because you're too freaking lazy to do it yourself.
Exactly. That you hit it right there. Lazy. Lazy like freaking...
Because they didn't have to work for anything because they got a trophy for sucking.
Exactly.
You got kids that got trophies for sucking that are parents now. And they're like, well, you can't expose my kid to this. No. That's your job to teach your kid what's right and wrong. Right, Skeeter Bug? Skeeter Bug is in the house. She's here.
Come on.
She's like, I'm not supposed to.
Oh, there she
is.
There she is. Loving on Z-Dub. She smells Drake is what she does.
Yeah. Skeeter Bug, the fishing pup, is in the house.
All right, go ahead.
Now get out of here.
Go ahead.
I guess we ought to talk about fishing again at some point.
The handle.
I guess we should talk about fishing.
Yeah, let's talk about fishing. Let's take some questions. Anybody got any questions for old Z-Dub?
Why did we have to get on that? Well, you got me all up on my soapbox.
I didn't get nowhere. Somebody else talked about.
Well, you encouraged it, just like you always do, encouraging the worst in everybody. Jared K says, "What's up?"
What up, Jared K? My boy. When you gonna come down and fish with me, Han? Put you on them biggins.
Need a good guide for Lake Levon.
I don't know anybody.
Jared Carson is a guy that I fish with every spring. He says, he fishes with him and his dad, his brother. He says, I'm in year 7 of coaching. He coaches high school football. He said, I'm in year 7 of coaching, and the parent stories I have are unreal. I can only imagine.
I can imagine that.
I can only imagine. Chris Blackman wants to know what you would blow on like a what they call a breathometer. I don't know what they call that.
I don't know. He should know what they call it.
He should know what they call it.
I don't know.
Breathalyzer. That's it.
Breathalyzer. I'd probably blow a 1.6. Is that good? I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't think that's alive. Because
No, okay.
0.08 is the legal limit.
Okay, well then, no, it wouldn't be 1.8.
You'd be like-
It'd be like 1.75. Somewhere.
You'd be dead. You'd be like way dead.
Well, guess what? I ain't got to drive nowhere tonight.
No,
man.
we ain't driving nowhere.
I'm here.
What are the thoughts on the MPFL? I did not see the MPFL. I was tied up during the day, had soccer practice tonight. I meant to look up the results because my buddy Skeeter Fowler is fishing that, and I never got around to looking up the results of the MPFL. Did you?
I did not.
Okay. I need to look that up. But if you'll come back on Sunday night, we'll be doing a podcast. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Here we go.
You said it's better with ice, hand.
I think it probably would be. Skeeter is in 37th. In the last pay spot. So good. Well,
That ain't bad.
That's not bad. And hopefully he even improves on that tomorrow.
Let's go, Skeet.
I also have a dog
I ain't
named
talking about
Skeeter.
you, man.
I also have a dog named Skeeter. Jared K, I didn't forget about you. That's Jared Kemper. You won the Facebook deal. I need to get with you on that. You need to message me on that. I didn't totally forget about you. I just forget about you temporarily because it's springtime and, things get crazy around here this time of year.
Did somebody just say roll tide? Where you want to roll?
Oh, my God. Please don't do that. Please don't do the roll tide thing.
Where are you rolling to?
I can't control him right now.
I
Just
mean,
remember we're live. Remember we're live.
I know
Zach.
it.
Remember we're
God
live.
dang it.
Calm yourself.
Round the bowl, down the hole, roll tide, roll. I mean, that's. I want to know what y'all gonna be saying.
What did say that again?
Round the bowl, down the hole, roll tide, roll.
That is greatness. I've
Yeah.
never heard that. That's amazing.
People crap tides, right? So
That is amazing. Round the. Let's get her back on that chair.
All right,
So she
get
look
over
up in
here.
the camera.
come on. Give her, lay down.
That
All
is
right.
the best roll tide thing I've ever heard.
Get over here.
You done got her fired up now. She ain't gonna let up on it. Jared says he'll call you guys. We got one Gig'em in the house. By the way, Gig'em, that's right, Gig'em. And I got to give a Gig'em shout out to actually a mutual friend of ours.
Yes, sir.
Coach John King in Longview, Texas. Long time, kind of almost, really.
Oh, coon!
That's not for public consumption, but okay.
It is now.
It is now.
For those of y'all that don't know.
John King is like a legendary high school football coach in the state of Texas.
Absolutely.
Every coach in the state of Texas totally respects John King. He is the guy. They call him the King, and he is. Well, his son, Haynes King, is right now slated to probably be looks like he's going to be the starter for Texas A&M.
I'm going to tell you, dude's a baller. He's a straight baller. And hey, I'm an LSU fan, and I wish we'd have got King because he's a baller.
Can we get some lowdown high school recruiting information on the live stream? Is that allowed? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Can we tell like
We're not affiliated, hand.
a little bit of a?
I mean, unless the NCAA wants to throw us a little sponsorship. I mean, I don't mind putting NCAA on the side of my boat either. But until they do, yes, we can talk recruiting information.
So it's not even like anything bad, but it was kind of like some personal information. So I don't know if I should be saying it, but
I wouldn't.
it's just that Haynes is #1 school because John King's from Louisiana.
Yep.
That's how you know it.
That's exactly how I know. I'll tell that story in a minute if you want.
Tell the parts you can. But anyway.
Not about, okay.
Yeah, tell just the parts you can. Anyway.
My wife can tell you some stories.
No. We don't need those stories. We don't need those stories.
brother-in-law's best friend growing up.
No. We don't need any of those stories. Anyway, Haynes King wanted to go to LSU.
Yep, he sure did.
And he was ready to commit to them. And I don't remember exact details of the story. Basically, Haynes was going to LSU. I think he was offered or something like that.
No, Haynes. I
think Haynes was offered and was wanting to go there, was verbally committed. And then they ended up recruiting 2 other high school quarterbacks that were ranked above Haynes.
Right, exactly right.
And so they were like, well, what's that mean for Haynes? They're like, well, odds are he's probably not going to get too many looks.
Yep.
And so Haynes decommitted from them, ended up going A&M. But Haynes has like this huge chip on his shoulder about LSU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. and it's probably going to beat LSU because of that.
Well,
Because,
since A&M beat them this year, I'm hoping that Haynes beats them the next 3 years, and then we beat LSU 4 years in a row. How about that?
yeah, that would make the series like 11-4. I mean, you know, it'd get y'all closer for sure.
It'd be 4 years in a row, though.
Well,
and we beat y'all a couple years ago in that like 800-55 game.
Oh, that's right.
It was like
that's right.
800-799.
No, I remember
What
that.
was
That's
it?
when we intercepted it with 30 seconds to go. And
I was at your house for that game.
Yeah, that's right. You were.
And they had that number 13 dude that had little dreadlocks that kept catching every ball they threw in the air. It was wild.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
I think he's like a prison guard now.
I think when we were watching that game, I said, if this cat catches another touchdown in overtime, I'm drafting him in the first round of next year's fantasy draft, regardless where he goes.
And traded him by week 3.
And I don't even think I ended up drafting him because I don't know if he's even went to the league. But anyway. What did Vic say? Vic must have said something.
I don't know, but I think it's about time we wrap it up. Y'all want us to wrap it up, or y'all want us to keep going? That'll spur some comment. I guarantee it. 5-1. Keep going.
Vic Pearsall said, "Who's a better fisherman, Z-Dub or Oompa Loompa?" I can tell you who's the fisherman I'd rather fish with.
Damn it.
Z-Dub.
Since when did I get in the same conversation with that mother? Oh, I almost did it again. Since when did I get in the same sentence as that individual?
You're doing a way better job of controlling yourself than I thought you would.
Well,
You impressed me tonight. You really
listen.
have.
I got nothing against Oompa Loompa.
Yeah,
except,
you
he's
you
a
do.
jerk off because, you know.
Yeah, you do. Let's
I mean-
Let's stop. Let's just stop. Let's just
Okay.
stop. Let's just
All right.
stop. We got all night, baby. Hell no, I just got here. That was close on your language. The best baits to use on Levon during this time. You fished Levon a little bit. I know you had a struggle day there a little while ago. Talk to us about Levon. Here's what you do on Levon. You go subscribe to the Fish Life app because this dude never fished Levon at all till we had a Fish Life app package there. Then he starts going there and catching like 4 or 5 plus pound fish every time he goes.
I'm going to tell you something. Levon, so I've learned this recently ever since I got my new boat. The ramp to Levon is 20 minutes from my house.
Right.
20 minutes. And I absolutely love fishing Levon. I took my father-in-law out there last weekend.
Daddy Frank.
I literally thought I made a jam up video because unexpectedly, probably nothing outrageous, about a 22-pound bag. And my GoPro was, I don't know what happened, but it's turning on and off and stop recording, start
so you
recording.
didn't get the footage?
I didn't get none of the footage. So
People will never understand how difficult it is to make low budget, like real low budget fishing videos.
It's
wow.
It's
dude.
very frustrating. Very frustrating. But Levon is, in my opinion, one of DFW's best kept secrets, and I'd like to keep it that way. So Levon's terrible. It's not really, it's not fishing well. No. So when we went to Levon last weekend, we found 48 to 52.
I'm going to get to the swim bait question next.
58 to 52 degree main lake water temperatures. When we got into the back of some of the northern pockets, especially up in some of the creeks that feed into Levon, we found 55 to 59 degree water, which does not sound that warm. But when you're talking about 48 on the main lake,
it's about the trend.
59.
It's about the trend, not the raw number.
Man, look, when we got in there, the water looked like Borden's extra chocolate milk, but it didn't matter. They were chewing, and they were chewing hard on what we caught our fish on is Movement ADX, weightless plastics, and light Texas rigs.
I like that Movement ADX, though.
It's a wobbling sucker, son.
It vibrates your hand off.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Yeah, Movement ADX is a great bait. It's great in the cold water, man. It has so much vibration to it that it makes them react in that cold water when they're a little more lethargic. It's really, really good.
Absolutely.
Somebody earlier a little while ago, what color swim baits on fork? If you're talking about big baits, a lot of the smaller baits don't come this color. Now, Smash Tech makes smaller baits in this color, but a lot of smaller baits don't come this color. But for big baits, the best color on Lake Fork is usually light hitch.
Light hitch.
But other than that, just pearl white, man. Pearl white is a very underrated swimbait color. And in our East Texas off-colored stained water, especially early in the year, our water tends to be more stained. Pearl white a lot of times is your deal.
Well, you know what's funny is that
Here's the thing about
because of some of the weather patterns we've had recently, with some of the rains, all the snow melting, a lot of our water in East Texas is dirty to stain. There's not a whole lot of clear water.
And we always get some of that stuff this time of year.
That's right.
Time of year, it's always a little bit dirtier.
In those dirtier conditions, people tend to default to black and blue, green pumpkin, stuff
Darker
like
colors.
that. But let me tell you something.
White.
That pearl white swim bait in maybe not orange juice,
and not even
chocolate
just a
milk
pearl
type
white
water.
swim bait. On that Moving EDX, I throw the whitest colors I can find.
The bone.
On a chatterbait, I throw white. On a spinnerbait, I throw white. I got a theory about the white thing in the dirtier water earlier in the year.
Come on.
When you catch a bass that lives in super dirty water, the dirtier the water is, the lighter color the bass is, right?
Exactly.
Everybody knows that. Well, what do you think happens to them shad in that dirty water? They get lighter colored too, to a point where they're dang near white.
Really makes sense, doesn't it, y'all?
That's just my theory on it.
Now, what is Vic talking crap about me?
I ain't no telling.
Vic, I always got to be talking smack, man. I ain't never done nothing to you. I still love you, though, brother.
Vic ain't talking no more crap about you. He just asked who was better fisherman. That's all.
Well, I can answer that question in one fishing trip.
Headed to Mississippi next week. What's the best lake in Mississippi to fish? Well, you grew up close to Mississippi. Do you know a good bass fishing lake in Mississippi?
Ross Barnett Reservoir that's the tits over there, son. It's it's gonna have some rocky structure, some boulderish kind of points.
Yeah.
But it's also going to have some really clear water in the back of those sloughs, in the back of those pockets. Ross Barnett Reservoir. If I was going to fish anywhere in Mississippi, it'd be Ross Barnett.
You know what's funny is you think about that, we got, all the big tours, they're dang near based in Alabama, like between Bassmaster or MLF Bass Pro Tour, they fish just tons and tons of tournaments in Alabama.
Go ahead.
And they fish a ton of tournaments in Texas, and they fish quite a few in Louisiana. You almost never, you will see an open or something at Ross Barnett once in a while, but you almost never see the biggest tours go to Mississippi.
I don't know why, because maybe it's because they don't have enough.
Well, I think that the fisheries are just got bigger fish in them, it seems like, in Alabama and Texas.
Well, they do, absolutely, but again.
But they got good ones in Mississippi, just not as good.
We're talking about where, if I was going anywhere to fish in Mississippi, well, first and foremost, I'd go in the marsh of Mississippi and I'd redfish. That's what I do.
Hey-yo.
But if we're talking about bass fishing, Ross Barnett Reservoir, that's kind of central. Come on. That's kind of Ross Barnett Reservoir is kind of central to North Mississippi. If I was in South Mississippi, I'd try to get maybe in the backwaters of Back Bay, Biloxi, Bay St. Louis, in the marsh back there, or maybe even the Jordan River, which runs off of the Bay St. Louis. So all of those hold plenty of bass. Look, she knows this is her couch. She done just all back behind me like.
Yeah, she done rolled up.
Yep.
Don't be leaning back. John Denny says that green and red chatterbait put an 8 in the boat last weekend in some dirty water, about 2 foot water. That green and red chatterbait's for real too. I really like that one a lot. That's called.
You talking about that hot crawl?
Hot
That's
crawl.
a bad sucker, boy.
Sims, am I still waiting on my electronics on my new boat? No, picked up my new boat just day before yesterday. Got it all rigged up. Went out and played with it a little bit yesterday. Got it all tuned up, ready for the tournament this week. Just in time for the tournament.
Sims, I got your card too. If you want to drive over to Van, meet me tomorrow, I'll give you your card. Dude's been on my butt about a 128 gig card when he could have ordered a new one for like $13, and I'd have given him $13. But he constantly burning me up about
$13 would have been cheaper than you driving from Rowlett to Longview.
Really. I'll order you a new one, Mikey. I'll get you one. But I got it with me, Han.
Vic must be drinking Brownwater tonight too, because now he's talking trash to his tournament partner, Cody. Cody's asking about the Mississippi lakes. Vic says, Cody, you got to know how to fish first.
Oh.
We got a little shots fired. It says, shots fired.
Boom. If we missed any of y'all's questions earlier, please
There we
feel
go.
free to.
There we go. When we were ranting about politics and drinking too much,
Yeah.
which we're still drinking too much, but we'll keep going.
Is there such a thing?
Well,
Mama T Double T. Yeah.
I know you're not like a real country music guy, Zito, but there was an old country song and it went something like, "I ain't never had too much fun." I'm with that philosophy.
Absolutely.
I am definitely with that philosophy.
I ain't mad at it.
Looks like we're out of questions. Lake Fork Magic Shad Trailer puts in some work as well. Yeah, Lake Fork Magic Shad Trailer. The Lake Fork Tackle Magic Shad Trailer on a chatterbait is very, very, very good. We're almost that time of year where I'll start throwing like paddle tail trailers a little more.
Right.
Um,
But mid-December through now,
basically, the water needs to get above 60 kind of on the main lake.
Right.
When the main lake gets to 60, we're established at 60 degrees and higher, I kind of go over to paddle tails.
Yeah.
And then I'll change it over to that impact shad when the water gets like 85-ish. 80, 85, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was on Fork Monday and took part in that memorial, which was
Right, yeah.
terrible, but it was awesome to see how many people showed up for that, for our boy Coy. Coy, we love you. But water temperature on the main lake was, and this was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, water temperature on the main lake was 51. In the back of the pocket that I currently fished, or not currently, but that I fished that day, it got up to 56. So,
But there are some pockets that are in the 60s.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely there are.
Couple questions. People ask me what I think about my 360. First thing I think is I used the 360 on the old ball coach's boat. It was a Solix. And it had a touch screen, and it had like the options were way easier to flip through, and the screen options and everything else was just much easier to deal with on that Solix on the touch screen. The one on my boat is Helix because you can't buy a Solix right now. I wanted a Solix. You can't get one. It's like there's a waiting list and nobody has like an actual time. You good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Nobody has an actual timeline on when you can actually get a Solix right now is basically what I was told. So I've got a Helix. I don't like the Helix near as much as I like the Solix for 360. The screen options are much more difficult to navigate. I'm not familiar with it. It's going to take me some time to learn how to kind of tune that thing in. Now, as far as the view that I get, that's still very easy to deal with. But right now I'm stuck on that screen. The only 360 shot I can get is where the whole 360 is on the screen. And I want that more zoomed in one where I don't see what's behind my boat. I just see to my side and in front of me. So I can see it better because it's more zoomed in. And I can't figure out how to get to that screen on that Helix.
We'll have that figured out by 10 a.m. Saturday morning.
We got to look that
Rayburn.
up. We got to look that up and figure that out. So I do really like the 360. It's a very effective tool. I used it yesterday on a super windy day. We were fishing shallow water and even fishing dirt shallow water. We'd be going down fishing the edge of visible cover, and I'd be like, "Oh, hold up! There's a little group of fish in that creek channel swing," and we throw out there when we caught some doing that. So it is super effective and has already put extra fish in the boat on the very first day I used it. What was the other question that we got there? What are we throwing?
You said you were going to come back to a swim bait question. Did you
I got that
address
one. I got
Okay.
that one. What are you throwing in the rain this weekend after the women's trip? We're not going to get rain till Sunday. In the rain, I'm going to throw what we've been talking about, man. I'm going to throw a swim bait. I'm going to throw a swim jig. I'm going to throw a frog. And if I can't get bit doing that, I'm going to slow down and flip a Texas rig creature bait and a Cinco. So, I mean, that's definitely the baits that I'm throwing. There's your top 5 baits right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, we're not going to get rain till Sunday.
And a movement ADX.
Yeah.
If you're not fishing shallow around a bunch of vegetation, like you can get the movement ADX to, you can be efficient with it. A movement ADX is a great bait.
Well, let's think about this from a weekend fisherman's perspective. Yes, we're going to get some rain on Sunday, probably a lot of rain.
Yeah.
That's really not going to affect things till probably Tuesday.
Right. It's not going to affect anything for what I'm choosing to fish anyway. It's really not like I'm already throwing moving, vibrating baits that go through. I'm throwing next to the cover. Like we're going to be cloudy on Saturday, by the way. So the only difference is you're going to be getting wet. The fish don't give a crap if it's raining or not.
That's right.
On Sunday, you're going to get wet, but the fish, it doesn't matter. So we're going to have cloudy conditions Saturday, cloudy conditions Sunday, wind both days. I'm throwing those same baits both days. that bone color movement ADX this time of year is fast Blackman. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but yeah. He got that one right.
Yeah,
He got that one right.
He actually did get that one right.
What's the wind going to be this weekend on Rayburn? I haven't looked at Sunday yet. I know Saturday. I'm kind of just everything. My whole plan right now is Saturday, and then however Saturday goes, we'll kind of analyze Sunday from there.
Well,
Saturday it's going to be
Saturday
it's going to be calm in the morning, and then it's going to blow about 10 sustained out of the southeast by midday and in the afternoon. Now that's going to make navigating most of Sam Rayburn difficult by midday Saturday.
Right.
Like if we get stuck up around 147 and got to go back to Humphreys into a 10-mile-an-hour southeast wind, and that 10-mile-an-hour doesn't sound like much, but guys, Rayburn out of the southeast 10-mile-an-hour sustained wind can be a bear.
Well, and here's the reason why, because Rayburn
Runs
on that western arm, okay,
the big arm.
It doesn't have those long points that come out Main Lake to break things up. It's literally just a long, deep,
And it's wide.
deep area that's
It's
wide.
just such
and
a huge body of water.
It
anyway.
might get nautical. It might get nautical, baby.
Shout out to Nautical Mom Marine who got my boat all rigged up, tuned up, ready to go.
Who will be taking care of my boat tomorrow?
That's right. Sim says, Blackman, only you could tie on that movement ADX and make it not get bit.
More shots fired. Is this the shots
I
fired
guess,
episode?
It's like all of our best buddies that are in the live stream are just talking trash to you, just trashing each other now. We could probably go ahead and wrap it up. I think it's about time.
Y'all want us to wrap it up, or y'all want us to keep going?
There's going to be at least a couple that are going to say no, but I'm saying we need to wrap it up because we do have a lot of stuff to do in the morning before we leave, Z-Dub. We got to get your boat to Nautical Mile. We got to get my boat, all my gear's got to get in my boat and get ready to go. We got to get bags. I got to get a backpack.
For the record, my gear is already in D-Law's boat, ready to go. I brought 6 rods and 4 packs of wacky worms and some hooks and some weights. That's it.
Blackman says, I got a $100 bill if you want to find out, Sims.
Oh, Cody Mays.
Boy.
I think Cody Mays hit the nail on the head, though. He said, you're going to be late regardless.
You know, Mays just loves to clown on me about this being late thing. I was late to like one thing ever with him, and now I'm late to everything. We got some good luck. Good luck to us this week.
Thank you, Super Dave.
Good luck to all of y'all this weekend that are fishing out there. Z-Dub is not driving home.
No, I'm not driving home.
Z-Dub is staying right here tonight.
I'm staying here. Don't worry about that.
And then we're going to the tournament tomorrow. So Z-Dub is in good hands tonight. So now Sim says, look, it's going back and forth. We got to stop the live stream before 2 of our friends hate each other. So we're going to end this right now, man. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. We love each and every one of you, Mays. I see you. We love you too, brother. I appreciate all the good luck. Hey, maybe we'll do a brief live stream from the hotel room tomorrow night or Saturday night after the tournament.
I cannot think of a reason why we shouldn't.
Who wants a live stream Saturday night after the tournament from the hotel room in Rayburn? Good times.
I do.
Let's go. Sold to the lowest bidder. Definitely lowest bidder.
Low ball bidder.
The low baller. The biggest low baller of them all right there. We got a bunch of yep, yes. All right. We will join y'all Saturday night. We'll have a little bit of a party. Probably be some brown water. We appreciate all y'all watching tonight as we always do. I know tonight wasn't very informative, but we had a good time with it. We hope y'all enjoyed it as well. And we'll see you next time right here
On your Late 4 Guide.